Welcome back to FM Storey. We're into the run into the end of Season 7, and we ended the last episode experiencing possibly the worst injury crisis in terms of the quality of players that are injured and the position of players that are injured that we've had in the save. So things aren't looking good from that point of view. We are third and we still have a chance to finish second in the league. We are into the semi-final of the Scottish Cup and we're into the quarterfinals of the Europa League with, on paper, what looks like a relatively decent draw. Obviously, the injury crisis may have some bearing on that. But without further ado, let's get straight into the action. We are in the middle of April, and we've had an interesting time since the end of the last episode. Obviously, as we said, we've got a bit of an injury crisis, and in such a key position as in our two first choice goalkeepers are both injured, and we've had to play a 15-year-old in goal. Things have been interesting since the end of the last episode. We played 3 games. We started with a home game against Rangers, and somehow we won 3-1. Unfortunately, we did pick up another couple of injuries in the game, but it actually seemed we got better as the game went on. And then the first leg of the quarterfinal away in Vienna, we did well for the most part. As the game went on, we faded. They got a goal. So we're going into the home leg 1 goal down. And then we played Celtic in the league, and we got off to a cracking start. Damien Perez opened the scoring after 5 minutes. Basically, with the second leg against Rapid coming up and the semi-final against Kilmarnock coming up, we basically played a fully rotated team, or as much of a rotated team as we could. Damien Perez opened the scoring. Unfortunately, they were too strong in the second half, and they came away with a 3-1 victory. But now it's time for the second leg against Rapid to see if we can get into a quarter-final against the winners of the Roma-Leipzig quarter-final. So this is the side we've picked for the second leg. Hopefully we can get a result. Callum McKenna's passed the fitness test, so he's come back into the starting lineup. And the rest of the team is about the best we've got of the players that are fully fit. Hopefully with a home game we can get off to a quick start. We've dominated the ball early on here. We've gone back to the centre half. Garcia nicks it, but they've got it back again. Down the left-hand side here. They've worked it open well. Seidel into the top corner, and that is, given we've had 80% possession, that is the last thing we needed. It's just, they've opened us up far too easily. Seidel to Gruely, back to Seidel. I mean, that was a poor first touch, but no one was anywhere near him to close him down. Not an awful lot happening in this game, and this is the problem. Our backs are firmly against the wall here, 2-0 down on aggregate. It looks as though we're heading out at the quarter-final stage for the second season running. Unless we can do something special in the last hour of the game. Right, we've got a throw in. Gazer to take it. Elise back to him. Elise again. We've worked it, and Maatsen on his right foot's put it in, levelled it up on the night, and we're back within 1 goal on aggregate. Just the throw comes back to the taker, and then we've just worked it across the edge of the box. Elise out to Hideroa, who helps it on first time, and Maatsen first time on his right foot beats the keeper. Right, now from the kick-off, we're trying to attack down the left again. Oh, Shimahira nicks in, gets the ball, squares it, Ibrahimovic, Barcola. Was he onside? No. We could have done with that one going in. There we are, half-time 1-1, 2-1 down on aggregate, and basically the ask is still the same as it was at the start of the game. We're 1 goal down on aggregate. We should be doing better at home. and we need to be better. Now, we made one change at half-time. We brought Rodriguez on and moved Ibrahimovic out to the right and shifted the front three round a bit. Shimahira wins it back to Ibrahimovic. Barcola onto Rodriguez. Oh, that was almost the perfect substitution at half-time. Right, corner, Maatsen to take it. They've headed it away, but only as far as Shimahira. Elise. Back to Garcia. He's tried to play out wide and we've given it away and it's gone straight back to their keeper. And then they've gone long and there's space for them to move into it on that left-hand side. And I think Ibrahimovic is getting sent off here. Yep. Right, goal kick for them. They've gone long. Hidero's won the header. And again, Barcola flicks it on. Shimahira's racing through. It's gone from distance. What a finish that is. And that's levelled it up on aggregate at 2-2. Bit of head tennis. Hidero's second header, Barcola's able to flick on. Shimahira made the run. He was running out of... the defenders were closing him down. He goes from distance. The keeper should be doing better, but we've levelled it up on aggregate. Right, they've got a free kick into the box. We've got a head on it. They've pulled it back to the edge of the box. I saw the net ripple there. I thought that was them back in front. Right, free kick for us. Retchik aiming towards the back post. Goes up in the air. They've cleared it, but Garcia picks it up. Down the line to Maatsen, who loses it. And we could be in problem here with them counter-attacking. Oh, Elise steps in into Barcola. Rodriguez. And now they're in behind our right back. Lifted the ball up, the header. And thankfully it just goes over the top. Right, a corner as we're approaching injury time. Maatsen with it. It's headed up in the air. Rodriguez. Still Rodriguez. Squares it. Barcola. Maatsen. Elise's cross. And Shimahira smashed it towards goal, but it's turned behind for another corner. Maatsen to take this one again. Goes towards the edge of the box. And what a waste that was. And it looks as though, yep, we're headed for extra time. And, I mean, we're going to have 5 substitutes. We might have to make them all because the players are knackered. Right, goal kick. We go long. It's flicked on. McAllister wins it back. Infield to Lennon Miller. Looking for Barcola. Right, McAllister wins it back. Gazer onto Miller. Barcola. Can you get the ball across? Shimahira. Oh, and the defender blocked it. Maatsen with another corner. Aims for the near post. Elise got his head on it, but it lands on the roof of the net. Right, Maatsen intercepts that one. And gets that one. Barcola onto Shimahira. Goes from distance again. Couldn't repeat what he did towards the end of the game. Right, it's half time and extra time. It's still 2-2 on aggregate. We've got 15 minutes left to get a winner before it goes to penalties. And they've got a free kick in off the underside of the bar. And now we're really up against it. We've got 9 minutes left to try and get something. And for the second season in a row, we go out after extra time in the quarter-final of the Europa League. Really, we should have won that tie. And as much as I can sort of say we had the injury crisis and the goalkeeping issues, particularly for the first leg, we should still have been good enough to win that. Oh well, time to focus on finishing as high in the league as we can. And also we've got the Scottish Cup semi-final coming up. We've made it to the final of the Scottish Cup. In the end, as far as the league's concerned, we finished third. It was basically within our own hands to finish above Rangers, and we kind of threw it away. After the second leg against Rapid, we went into the Scottish Cup semi-final against Kilmarnock and got off to a great start. Although they pegged us back straight away, we ended up being 4-1 up at half-time and ended up running up 4-1 victors. Celtic, in the first game of the split, a 0-0 draw, which, considering we were still missing players and we still are missing players, was a pretty decent achievement. Home to Aberdeen, we came away with a pretty decent 2-0 victory. We won 1-0 away at Kilmarnock, and at this point we were actually ahead of Rangers, and then they hammered us at Ibrox 3-0. We just weren't at the races at all that game. We bounced back with a win on the last day of the season against Hibs. Had Rangers not won, we would have finished second on goal difference, but Rangers did win. So we ended up finishing third. We've qualified for the Europa League, and we've now got the Scottish Cup final coming up against Rangers. Looking at the table, I mean, we've got 79 points. We lost too many games. We lost 9 games. Considering where we were early on, we spent a lot of time top of the table, but then from about a third of the way into the season, we've pretty much been third the whole season after that. We just ran into problems once the European games got really busy. That's when we kind of fell apart a bit, as well as sort of the League Cup games as well. We ended up with Bradley Barkwell top goal scorer. We ended up with Alan Kerr second in the assists because he's been out for a couple of months, but still managed to finish top of the average rating with Bradley Barkwell second. Bradley Barkwell most man of the matches. Barkwell had been in a bit of a goal drought, but did pick up a goal on the final day of the season, so hopefully he's in some decent form. And now we're looking for some revenge over Rangers for finishing second, for beating us at the end of the season there, and also for beating us in the last 2 League Cup finals. We're looking to see if we can get one over on them and pick up another trophy. So this is the team we've picked to go into the final. We've had a few issues. Alejandro Garcia has probably played his last game for the club. He's suspended for the final. He's insistent that he's going on a free transfer at the end of his contract next season, so we're going to have to try and sell him in the summer. So McAllister's playing right back. Rodriguez is playing in centre midfield alongside Romeo because Retchik is struggling fitness-wise, and Babadi's not quite back to fitness, so Shimahira is starting on the left with Barcola through the middle, which I think gives us the best chance of getting something from this game. Right, we've got a corner. Ibrahimovic takes it short. Rodriguez fires it in low. It came through to Barcola, but he just couldn't control it, and it bobbled into the keeper's hands. There's very, very little happening in this first half. We have dominated possession, which means they're surely about to score with their first chance. McAllister infield to Rodriguez. Romeo back to Elise. Across to Hideroa. Rodriguez back to Edstrom. Hideroa looking down the line, cuts back and goes back to Zebra. We're not really going very far forward with this. Rodriguez onto Romeo. I'll try and pull them out of the shape. Ibrahimovic goes back to McAllister, back in looking for Ibrahimovic, but we've lost it. And now they're surely just going to clear the ball. And now Costinha bringing it forward for them. Lindstrom into Can. I think he was offside. I hope he was offside. But that's it. I mean, they've not had a single shot. We've had over 70% possession. And the first time they get the ball forward, they look so much more threatening than us. It was well off. I mean, good 5 yards off in the end. Right, a throw for us. Gazer in towards Hidero. It's cleared only as far as Gazer. Romeo to McAllister. And Gazer goes back to the keeper. Hidero bringing it forward. And then drops it back to Gazer. McAllister. Elise down the line to Ibrahimovic. Infield to Romeo, looking to get the cross in. I mean, surely that is not a penalty. Surely it is not a penalty. Yeah. I mean, why? I mean, you got to say, looking at that, that's a disappointing first half. We've had 75% possession nearly. We've managed 2 shots on target. And they've still looked the most dangerous team. Right. Edstrom gets the ball into Gazer. Edstrom. We're going to get caught on the halfway line here, aren't we? Trying to play it out. Goes back to the keeper. Back to Hidero. Edstrom in to Shimahira. Rodriguez making the run. He's into the box. And couldn't get the shot on target. And there we go. We're heading to extra time. I mean, we're probably going to end up losing this. And if we do, given how much we've dominated possession and we're the only ones that seem to have tried to create any chances, it's going to be a right pain. And there we are, halfway through extra time and still no goal. I mean, they've not had another shot in that opening 15 minutes of extra time. Right, McAllister with the throw to Rodriguez. He's in the box, lifted to back post. And the one chance we wait for back goal, and he heads well over the top. Right, free kick for them to the back post. We've got a head on it. It's still alive. Oh my God. Surely not. Danilo to step up and take a penalty. And Zebra saved it and turned it behind for a corner. Right, we've got a head on it, and it's away. Right, couple of changes. Just get some fresh legs on, just so we don't concede as we approach the end of the game. And there we go. A dull game, and it's gone to penalties. And again, we have horrendous penalty takers. Right, so they're up first. Aymar against Zebra, who saved one in extra time. Sends him the wrong way, and that's them 1 up. Damian Perez, who came on as a second half sub. He sends the keeper the wrong way as well, 1-1. Danilo, who missed in the second half of extra time there, scores this time, 2-1 to Rangers. Ibrahimovic stepping up. Right in the top corner. 2-2. Torreira. In the corner. 3-2. Rodriguez, who missed his last penalty for us, but scores this time to make it 3-3. Now we're starting to get down to players that can't take penalties. Zafiris for them. sends Zebra the wrong way. Rekchik. Dinks it down the middle. 4-4. What the hell was he playing at? But it worked. Guzman. And Zebra saved it. Who's taking our last one? It's Bradley Barcola. It's been, for so much of our season, the main goal threat. Steps up, bottom corner, and we've won the cup. I think that's the second time in the save we've won the Scottish Cup, so I think we've won the League Cup twice and the Scottish Cup twice. It was a really, really dull final, and luckily we were able to outlast them on penalties. There we go. So I think the expectation this season in the cup competitions was to reach the semi-final of both the League Cup and the Scottish Cup. We lost one in the final against Rangers. We've won one in the final against Rangers. We've qualified for the Europa League in the league, which was what they asked for. So I think the board will be reasonably happy. And we just need to keep building the squad. And there we have it, the end of another season. 7 seasons in. We've only finished above Rangers or Celtic once, but we've won 2 Scottish League Cups, 2 Scottish Cups. It was always going to be a long process. I feel we're in a decent position. We just need to keep strengthening the squad year on year. And eventually, I think we'll probably get there. Join us next time to see how we can get on in Season 8. Don't know that we're going to have an awful lot of money to spend in the summer, so it might have to be a bit creative in the transfer market. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.